What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrapped Up Podcast. I'm IcySweiss, co-hosting with,
Ethan Halesha.
and we got a special guest. Why don't you go introduce yourself, Geemoe?
What's up? I'm Geemoe, a rapper, here with these two fine hosts.
Yeah, so we just got Geemoe on here. Ask him some questions. If you guys want to know a little bit more about him. We're going to be having his music video linked in the description. Just hit 1K views, so make sure to go check it out.
Yeah, that's huge.
So
Thank you.
we're out here supporting. So I guess just for some people who don't know you, just talk like a little bit about yourself, how you got into rapping and all of that.
I've just been rapping since like freshman year, and it all really happened when I go to my producer's house, Astro, Omar and Emery. I don't know if you guys know him, but
Yeah, of course.
go to his house, and he's on FL Studio, and like he's cooking up, and like this is freshman year, so like we're only like 15 at the time. And like he's cooking up, and I'm just hearing it, and like he was talented still, like at a young age, and I was just like, damn, like I was just hearing it, I was like, wow, like I got to do something, and then I was just messing around. Next thing you know, like we were going somewhere, and just from there, it just clicked, and then we just became close and everything, and it was just smooth sailing from there.
That's dope. Were you guys like close before this, or did the music just bring you guys like together, or what?
I would say like we were close, like we never really had like any disconnect really, but like you know, he had his friends, I had mine, but then like he just hit me up one day, he's like, oh, you should come over and like, you know, let's chill, whatever. And then that's when I came over. He was cooking up a beat, and then like I don't know, just the music brought us together. That was it.
That's
from there.
dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
When it comes to like writing your songs, what's like your technique or strategy? Is a lot of freestyling? Do you actually take a lot of time to sit down and write stuff out? Like, how does that go?
It honestly depends like on the song. Like for example, Magic. Not a lot of people know this, but there's a version out there with Omar on the song. Like,
really?
So we co-wrote it together. Shout out to him. But like with other music, it all depends on the vibe. Sometimes I freestyle it, sometimes I write it, sometimes I do both. It all depends what comes natural. It ain't no really guarantee, but I just like doing whatever just makes me feel comfortable.
I noticed that like especially on Magic, you had a really unique flow and just like the way you deliver and everything. Who are some artists that you look up to for inspiration that you try and incorporate in your music?
Well, like when I say like lyrics or anything, it's definitely K. Dot or like J. Cole. Like those guys they're the reason I love rap, like to be honest. But recently, like if I'm talking confidence, Jack Harlow. Shout out Jack's Club. Just his confidence and his swagger is just something I've been looking up to, and it's just inspirational, to be honest.
Yeah,
For sure. We saw him back in December at the Lyrical Lemonade concert.
I saw that you guys did.
We weren't like big fans at the time, but just like ever since he dropped his EP and then What's Poppin', of course, came out, and I just saw he hopped on a remix for can't think of the name of the song, but yeah, it's crazy how big he's gotten just in the past couple months.
Yeah, it is. Like I've been a fan of his for a minute now, and like I remember the first song I found by him was that Sundown song. I don't know if you know it, but yeah, ever since then, I've just been on him, and he's just skyrocketed. So it's good to see that.
That's great.
So I'm assuming like you want to take this rap shit to like the next level. So like what kind of things are you doing to like kind of like expand your network or like trying to meet new people? Like, are you doing anything in that area?
Well, at least for me, what me and like my circle talk about is like we like taking marketing seriously, which I feel like a lot of people that want to do this, like it's something that you need to be aware of. Like if nobody's hearing your music, how are you going to get it out there? You know, how are other audiences going to hear you? So what we like to do is like come up with a marketing scheme, and like that's what we did for Magic. So we come up with a marketing scheme and like be like, okay, how are we going to put it out there? So we have all these other networks that could know who Geemoe is, know who the brand is. And also it's just really just knowing how you want to be found, if that makes sense. Like, you know, I tried this thing where my boy Sean, he put it out on TikTok. He's got a bunch of followers. So, that really helped the song. And, just knowing your audience, really, that's what it is.
So from this single, like looking forward, do you have an album like in the works? Do you have a release date or anything? Like what's the word on new music after this?
New music, for sure, for sure. We definitely want to ride with some new stuff. I don't want to give away too much, but there's a
Okay.
project in the works. I don't want to call it an album. I don't want to call it an EP. I don't want to call it a tape. We're just gonna call it a project, because that's just all we. I don't give away no spoilers, but it's gonna be a decent project, and we're aiming for late fall for it.
Late fall.
Hopefully.
Okay, that's coming up. Couple
Yeah,
months, hopefully. Fingers
yeah.
crossed. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Hopefully, if all goes well, we could get back in the stew and get back in the groove. Then late fall is what we're aiming for.
That's
And
awesome.
so obviously you have the collab tape with Young Flacco. I'm just kind of interested, like, how did that come together? I know you and him have been boys for a while, but how did you get to the point where you guys like decided to do that together?
It was weird because like after I saw that that Astro was just like talented as hell, cooking up his beats and everything. I was like telling Young Flacco Vic about it, and I was just like, bro, like this man's got a gift, and like I knew he wanted to do music too because we talked about it together, and I was like, that's when I introduced Vic to Omar, well, Astro, and then after that, it's just we set up a stew in Vic's closet, and just like after that, it was just kept rolling and rolling. Next thing you know, we have like a bunch of music on our hands, and we're like, fuck it, just drop a tape. That's what happened.
So,
So
in terms of like, what's the process for you guys for like dropping a song or dropping a tape? Is it complicated getting it on all platforms, or how does that really work?
It all depends. Like when we were first like on SoundCloud, really, and like dropping all our stuff there, it would just be like you record it and then just let it go same day. That's what was so convenient about SoundCloud. But as we matured as artists and as people, we learned that like quality is better than just dropping like that. So we wanna give something to people that like they're gonna hear it and be like shook by it. I had plenty of times where we drop something and someone comes up to me like, yo, that sounds like a real song, in which I don't try to get offended, but I'm just like, well, I make real music, so
yeah, for sure.
yeah. But I don't know, it's just really just recording it, making sure it sounds good every time, because you don't want to put out anything sloppy, and just making sure it's perfected, so that way when you do decide to drop it, you feel confident when you're releasing.
So obviously you have the tape with Young Flacco, and you said Astro's been on a couple songs before. Do we have any other collaborations looking forward that you have set up, or not yet?
Well, I do have this couple collaborations. Yeah, Lucas. I know you guys probably remember him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have this one song with him, and that slaps for sure. I've been trying to work with other artists. I'm not sure if you guys know who this is, but I follow him like on the gram and Twitter. JD Nava, Swish Rick, bunch of artists I've been collaborating with, and just like making music with and everything. And it's just a vibe with them always. And hopefully, I've had other people hit my line being like, let's collab. And I'm always down to work with anybody. So if anybody wants to work, you can find me.
For sure.
Sure.
Yeah, it's dope. So would you say, so obviously Magic's a banger and it's doing very well. I'm curious, is that is that the song that's done the most well for you so far in terms of like streams and stuff?
Stream wise, yeah, it's up there with like one of the most ones. I would say it's either that one or the Going Bad single.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to tell like if it's gonna be the one that's gonna do it the most, because it's still going, it's still recently new, and it's like putting up a lot of good numbers. So we're just gonna have to see from there if it's really gonna be the best one. But like for me, I think it's like the best quality one I put out and the most confident one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Sure.
I was gonna ask like what's like your favorite song you've released? Is it Magic?
So far, yeah, it's Magic. Yeah. But there's a couple songs on the upcoming project that are just they're something else. That's all I'm gonna say. They're something else.
We're excited for that.
I saw that Milky shot the video, correct? How did that collaboration come about?
Really, it's just connections. So like this NFV, Newfound Voice, shout out to them. We were recording at their studio, and it was like me, Astro, Flacco, and like just a whole bunch of other artists. Um, we were recording, and I was just like, we played the Magic, and they were like, damn, that needs a video, you know. I was like, yeah, we were thinking about it. We just need somebody. And then he's like, oh, we got this guy that filmed for our boy, and, you know, gave me his info, and it just went from there.
That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
definitely noticed like the music video, it didn't seem like a music video from like someone really small. Like the production
Yeah, the
behind it,
quality was there for sure.
it was a really good music video.
Oh yeah.
So like in terms of like filming the music video, like how long did it take in total?
Well, it took one night of shooting. It was like anywhere from like 3 to 4 hours, I would say. It's hearing that it sounds long, but in theory, you got artists that record a music video literally throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
So start at like 10 in the morning, finish 10 at night. So, you know, it was pretty fast. You know, he's someone that really helps, and you know, like if you give him your ideas, he's all open for it. He doesn't shoot you down. He'll try to work with you whenever you can.
Yeah,
So it was really nice knowing that like he's not gonna just turn you down. You give him an idea, he'll give you like his best opinion on it, and then if you want to record it because you're the artist, you know you're paying, so he'll work with you as best as he can.
I was about to say like because there was multiple locations and like specific shots and everything. So did you kind of let him do his own thing with the editing, or did you actually sit down with him and kind of like help plan out how the video looked?
I kind of let him do his own thing. You know, he has multiple videos out there, and this definitely isn't his first rodeo. So I was just like, the editing process. You know, you do you pick like how you want it to look. You know, because I'm okay with whatever, just as long as like, because I told him the vision, like I told him how we wanted it, like we had at least had a discussion about it, and I was like, I trust you 100%, so edit it how you want, and then just send it my way, and then we're good. And we did a great job on it.
Yeah, for sure. What was like the exact vision you told them before?
Uh, well, we had a party scene going, party vibes. So I was just like, you know what, man, just make it seem like it's teed, and you
Yeah.
know, I just told him like make it seem like you want to be here, you know, that
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
want to be the one like chilling with us. That was just the vibe I was going for.
for sure. Looking forward, because I know you do have collaborations. Who are some artists like down the road that like would be a dream collaboration for you? Like that you think you could really
Well,
mesh well with?
um, well, that's tough because like I have tons, but like someone that like I gotta work with down the line is just like a Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole. Like those are dream collaborations for me. But also like Jack Harlow, Kid Leroy, a Young Thug, like those those are all something that I would be gladly hop in the stew with, make a song.
For sure.
When looking at your like style of rapping, what would you like classify yourself as? Like obviously there's like the Lil Pumps out there, and then there's the Kendrick Lamars. Like where do you think you kind of fit in between those guys?
Well, I'm someone like I don't really want to put myself in a box and
Hmm.
like put me under a category of somebody else, you know. I just like to tell people, and I had to learn this like from myself and like talking to my circle. I'm just Geemoe, you know. So like I rap like how I rap, and
Yeah.
you know I make songs like how Geemoe would make a song. So you know it all really just comes like from me and like how I'm feeling. So that's really how I would describe it.
Yeah, it's dope.
Moving on with marketing and everything, because I know you guys put your music on basically all the big platforms. Is there any talks about like merch drops or anything? Like, have you guys talked about that at all?
Um, that's something later down the line that we discuss. Like it's obviously cool to have your own shirts, you know, have your own hoodies, like just show your brand off and everything. Um, it would be hard to kind of figure out how it would happen because like we are still kind of small but on the rise. So, but it is something that was brought up, but hopefully soon that we could do it within the next project or with the project after. You know, we could have some merch out for people that been rocking with us for sure.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you said freshman year is kind of when like you discovered your passion for rapping, obviously working with Astro. Was there a point where you're like, this is what I'm going to be doing. This is when I'm going 110%, taking it super seriously?
For me, at least, I can only speak for myself. I felt it was after Welcome to Nowhere dropped, and like we were just so surprised on like all the numbers and like everyone like coming in and like just showing their support. It was crazy because it was just like, we thought we were just gonna release it. 10 people heard it, and it was done from there. But then you got people coming up to you like, holy snap, like you guys are good. Like everything you guys are doing, like it sounds good, and people genuinely liked it. So just the passion for it. You just want to keep moving forward and keep seeing where it goes. So this is what I want to do.
Dope.
I know you said you don't like to keep yourself in a box, but like when you're writing a certain kind of song, do you like when you're writing the lyrics, do you take from more personal experience, or do you kind of just write about whatever's on your mind at the time?
It all really depends. Like if I hear a beat and it's chill, it's mellow, and it gets you feeling some type of way, then I take it from like personal experience, or I take it from whatever I'm feeling. It all, like I said, it all just comes natural. It ain't it. There's no way to describe it. You either gotta experience it yourself, or like you just get happen with your own eyes. It's really hard to explain, but I just take it from either what I'm feeling or what I'm going through for sure.
It's dope. How long did that project that you and Vic did, how long did that take total? Was it pretty quick?
Well, we had an idea of making that project for like anywhere from like 3 to 5 months, and we kind of lacked on the execution of it for a bit. Like we were holding it off, kind of procrastinating, and then we're like, you know what? Let's just get to it. Let's just keep going. So I would say it took anywhere from like 2 months to a month to truly finish it and perfect it as best we could. And like even at that short amount of time, to me, it's still one of the best things I released.
It's dope. Yeah, for sure.
For your because I know for that album cover, you went with I think Jesse did it. Am I correct?
Yeah, shout out Jesse
What
Torres. Yes.
are you the one that always just like has the vision for the cover art? Like, how does that come about?
Well, when we were listening to the songs and like just like thinking about like the vibes we were feeling, I was just like, it was me and Flacco that mutually agreed, like, like this is giving me space vibes. Like this is just another whole nother level, whole nother world kind of thing. And I was just like, you know what? Like let's edit it, make it seem like we out in space, like have planets, spaceships all around us, and that's just we agreed on that vibe. And shout out Jesse, he did a great job on the cover.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
So have you worked with many other producers besides Astro, or is he kind of your main one right now?
He's kind of my main one. Like I rock with him. He's been there since day one, and I trust nobody else. Really, with handling my stuff, he knows what makes me sound good. I know what I'm gonna sound good on, like when it comes to one of his beats. But he's definitely not the only producer I worked with. I worked with a ton of other producers that know, like they hear me and they know like what's gonna make me sound good. But to be honest, I really only feel comfortable with Astro. But I'm down to work with anybody else. And we talked about that. He's like, I'm gonna give other artists my beats, and you're more than welcome to work with any other producer. So.
Yeah, for sure. It's always good to like expand. Definitely get to
Oh
know.
yeah, for sure.
But as long as you two got that bond still going, that's good.
Oh, that ain't gonna go nowhere for sure. Me and him.
I know you said Young Flacco had a studio in his house, and then the Milky connection came from you guys run another studio, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Are like most of the time when you're recording, is it at Young Flacco's house? Or?
It all really depends, if I feel like if I have a song that it's really just for me, and like me and Flacco hop on the song, and like we're trying to get something going together, or if it's just him or it's just me, like it's usually at his house. But if we want to expand, we have other artists that we want to work with. We need a hook like from someone that could sing it or something. We need a verse. We usually try to go to other studios because it just feels more professional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just honestly curious because I've needed to go in one or anything. Like, how much is like a studio session per hour or something like that?
It's crazy because I think I've only paid for like a studio like 2-3 times.
Damn.
Like it's just really connections. You just gotta
I was
know
about to
like
say that's where the connections come in.
Yeah, it's just you gotta know like who you going with, and usually all the songs I've made really like besides like some of the ones that we try to make really sound good, they all got done at like Vic's house, and then we just spend hours and hours of mixing it and just making sure it sounds good. Or like we'll go to the actual studio and like he's got good equipment, and he's luckily shout out to NFV, they just rock with us, and they just hook us up for free.
Yeah, so if you want to like talk about Newfound Voice for a second, like some people might not know about them. I personally don't know a ton about them. Can you just like kind of explain what they do, what they are?
Yeah, they're just they're a new movement, they're a new wave, and they're good people over there. They have a daughter that's like a year younger than us, who sings great. Me and her have something special coming out, and a whole bunch of other people. I don't want to give any spoilers, but yeah, they're all about taking young artists like us, and just kind of making sure that they find their own path and they don't get caught with industry business. There's nothing wrong with the industry, but it's also you just got to know you got to be smart enough to know that like it's a tricky business, and it's one that you definitely got to know like what you're getting into. So he just tries to make you know exactly what you're getting into, and how to avoid getting caught up in dirty stuff.
So,
For sure. I know COVID kind of put a halt to concerts and everything, but have there been talks amongst you and your team of like maybe a show or something like even before or after this?
Yeah, there were talks before because we did wanted to have a project out earlier than this, but due to COVID and everything, it was really hard to get anything going. But hopefully, when we drop the project, we're able to get shows going. I know it seems like right now there ain't no chance of that, but hopefully by next year or something, we could definitely get something going because a show is something we want to have.
For sure.
have you done any shows before?
Yeah, I've been involved in one show in it. To be honest, like I love doing it, even though it's just the one. It just felt natural.
Mhm.
Like it just felt like I was meant to be there. Like I've done it before, and I love doing it. I had jitters before, but like it just went away, and like ever since that I did it, like I just had this feeling like I want to keep going again. It's just something I want to do.
Yeah, I heard that's like the hardest part because even someone like Post Malone, I saw in an interview, he said every show he still gets jitters. I feel like if you're a natural, like once you get up there and you're rapping your songs or whatever, like you're in your zone. That's how you know if you're made for this, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's how I like. I was nervous. I was a nervous wreck, and like I was tripping. I pulled an 8 Mile. I thought I was gonna like go to the bathroom. Mom spaghetti coming up, but
Spaghetti.
but nah, like I was just like, you know what, like this is part of like what I want to do. This is part of me. So like I just had to like come over it, and like once I did it, it just felt natural. It just felt like I was meant to do this. So
That's awesome.
you
Yeah,
know.
for sure. If there's anybody watching who like wants to start getting into rapping, do you have any advice for them?
Um, definitely know what you want to do, and like figure out who you are as an artist, because trying to find yourself and the music you make and what you want to do, it's tricky. It's hard, and it sounds difficult, but you got to get connections. That's how it's not about what you know, it's who you know. So you once you start recording, you start getting affiliated with people in the industry and that are involved with music, it's just all going to come natural, and you're definitely going to figure out if you're cut for this or not.
For sure. Um, got any more questions, Ethan?
Yeah, one more, just like kind of I'm not sure if you have an answer to this, but like looking down the road, let's say 10, 15 years from now, where do you see yourself? Like what's the main goal?
I think the main goal for me is just like to definitely made my mark on the music industry for sure. But music isn't the only thing like that I'm focused on. Like I consider myself an artist, so I feel like I'm capable to do a lot of things, and I want to be involved with my brand and like other artists, because I feel like that's something I could do, and I just want to leave my mark some way and somehow, and I definitely feel like that's something I'm gonna be capable of.
Yeah, for
That's
sure, man.
great.
We're all
Yeah,
rooting for you. Just got to keep that
Thank you.
grind up, and we always got your back, and we know that you got ours. So
For sure.
thanks for joining us, man. If you want to give any
Yeah.
shout outs before the end.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Shout out NFV, shout out Flacco, shout out Astro, shout out everybody that's been rocking with me for sure. Those day ones right there.
Yeah,
Go stream Magic, go watch Magic, the official music video, and we got more to come.
Yeah, we'll have the music video in the description. You'll also be able to search him up on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. So make sure to give him some love. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you guys for watching.